It is so great seeing my next guest back in action. He's going to be taking on Jordan Wright at UFC Fight Night on October 16th. It's Julian Marquez back here on the program. Julian, how's it going, man?
Oh, you know me out here living a dream, smiling big and looking sexy as ever.
Before we get into your fight, man, some big news is sort of part of your team and someone I know you really you know very well. Laura Sanko getting that opportunity to commentate Dana White's Contender Series. How happy were you for her? Because I know this is something she's worked very hard at.
Dude, I cannot put into the words how extremely proud I am of her and her just relentlessness and commitment to the game. It's amazing to hear her on the Contender Series. So that platform, you know, is what got me into the UFC. And that platform was our first Zuffa, opportunity. And she was on the mic, announcing the winner, interviewing the winner after. But she worked her tail off day in, day out, worked for all these other little promotions, was behind the mic on Invicta. She was also behind the table on LFA. And she finally got that call to actually be behind the desk on, the Contender Series, which is a huge jump up. She's one female in Zuffa history to be on the desk. And dude, it's amazing. I'm going to tell you, like, you can even listen to her talk and literally she knows her shit. She knows what she's saying. She has been waiting for this opportunity. And honestly, I enjoy her because of the insight she gives is way different than what like a DC or a Brendan Fitzgerald or a Paul Felder. They're just a different approach that we don't tend to see all the time. And it's awesome listening to her behind that mic. I'm stoked for her.
Speaking of being stoked to see you back in the cage. Really fun matchup here with Jordan Wright, a fellow Contender Series alum. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Man, I don't really know too much. I was actually there doing the Snapchat filters for the UFC during the Contender Series when he fought Anthony Hernandez. Look, and I'm going to say this to everyone, and I'm going to say this. Contender Series Season 1 has the toughest, most elite fighters. And after that, a lot of guys have been matched up perfectly well to easy fights. And I don't care what Jordan Wright brings. I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. I'm here for one thing and one thing only. I'm here for the victory. I'm here for violence, and I'm going to get that this coming October 16th.
You seem like you got plenty of notice for this fight. When did you find out?
I don't even know, man.
But you've had a full camp is kind of what I'm getting at. Like you had plenty of notice for this one.
Yeah, I've had a full camp for sure. We've had a full camp. Man, we've been feeling great. I think we got it on Witt's last fight whenever Jason Witt was fighting his Barberena. I think we were on fight week and we got the go ahead that was finalized. But man, either way, it doesn't matter, man. I've been on a tear. I've been on a roll. 31 months out, 2 finishes, about to make it 3.
Training camp, we talked about it there. Come from a great camp at Glory MMA. Who have been some of the main guys you've been working with ahead of this one?
Dude, we have a guy named Niall Barting. He's a Division I wrestler. He's a heavyweight. The guy is strong. His clinch game is bar none. His wrestling game is unreal, and his weight advantage is not fun. The kid's a savage. He's undefeated as a pro. I've been working with him. Carl Robertson, who's fighting Ashley this coming.
No way! I'm interviewing him later today. He's been working with you guys.
Yeah. He's been working with. He's been under James Krause he's been with us for a good fat minute, and man, his improvements and everything. But I've been working with him because he has a kickboxing background. He has a Thai background. He has the clinch game. And, that's really all that I see that I need help with is clinch and grappling. So I've been working with him. Obviously, James Krause every Tuesday, Thursday, I work with him. I have Grant Dawson to help me out. I have Jason High to help me out. Jason Witt as well. And Mac Mo Miller. Like we have a lot of people out here, bigger guys that I work with. Some of the names that you aren't recognizing, but they're up and comers. They're going to be making waves here shortly.
Love to hear it, man. And I imagine the weight cuts going well. You're always on point. Still working with Tyler Minton for your weight cuts?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I work with Tyler all the time. I fucking hate talking to him, but yeah, I work with him. Usually everything's about trying to make food taste a little bit better. Like
Yeah.
the diet's not bad. It's about finding a different approach of making that same meal. Like you can have different varieties, but it's like, man, you wouldn't really think that grilling chicken's always good, but sometimes you got to throw it in the crock pot and make it in the crock pot, and maybe even throw it on the pan and saute it, or maybe mix it up with some eggs. Like the different approaches are always good.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight? James Krause, I'm assuming. Who else will be in the cage with you?
Tyler Mitten is going to be there, and Vince Kuzi. Same old crew.
If it ain't broken, don't try and fix it, right? As they say. I kind of have a feeling how I feel like you think this fight's going to go, but I got to ask anyways, how do you envision the fight playing out?
Man, just sheer violence, sheer fatality. Just I'm coming out there looking for the finish. He has 100% finish rate. I have 100% finish rate. I bring just nonstop pressure. He brings creativity. But in all honesty, man, like there's not really much else. He's going to try to wrestle with me, because if you're smart, the first thing you do against me is see if I fix that problem. Let him wrestle with me. And then he's going to realize little by little, like, this is not a normal person. And then he's going to realize, and slowly, just I'm going to chip away the old block, chip away his confidence, chip away everything. And then I'm going to put him out.
Where do you feel like a win sort of puts you here, especially another finish? Does that get you a ranked opponent, or what are you sort of looking at here as far as the implications of this fight?
Put money in my pocket, and then it's just going to get people to talk more. And that's all that matters. We'll figure out that the number beside your name is legit for people to like look at them and be like, oh, 15's fighting 10. Mm-hmm. It's that. It makes it intriguing, but it doesn't matter. I don't need a number by my name to define who I am. I am who I am, and I will be who I am going to be, because that's who I am. Like, forget a number. So I'm going in here to get people to talk more shit, to get people to hate on me, to get people to not really know who the fuck I am while I'm finishing all these fights, and just keep it going like that.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, don't disagree with that, by the way. Yeah,
the dark horse of the division. I mean, if you look at it, look at how many times Kamaru Usman fought before he got an opportunity for the belt. Look at how many times Luque fought before he got a time for the belt. No one really gave a shit about Luque until the most recent winnings. Mm-hmm. The guy's been around for a long time, and he's on a fucking tear. He's been on one for a while. The problem is, one day everyone's going to start realizing, like, oh, he's been here.
Yeah, no, very well said. I know we just had a little time we're doing this. Football season's back. I know you're a Chiefs guy. I know after one of your fights, I think it was a couple fights ago, you had challenged the Kansas City Chiefs to a pickleball or badminton game. Whatever happened with that?
We're doing something in March, actually, right now. You can't just jump into it and like get it down. Like, there's a lot of things that have to go into creating an event like we're doing. And I've talked to Travis Kelce. I talked to his manager. There's some stuff I'm going to be teaming up with him here shortly to help out. And it's one of those that we've been planning it. We wanted to do it sooner, but then they have the season starting, like preseason was starting. So if we wanted to throw an event up in 2 days, we probably could have, but it wouldn't have been as well organized, and we couldn't have raised as much awareness on what we wanted to do. So we're looking at after this season, we've already got the venue, we've already got the team, we've already got everything that we need ready for it. All we got to do is just find a good date. That way these guys aren't going to do it right after their season, right when they're done winning the Super Bowl. They're going to be able to enjoy. So we'll get it done.
Good stuff. And how has life been since the whole Miley thing? I know you've been doing a lot of stuff outside the cage. Like, you got the podcast with Kendra. You've got, I mean, that was before, obviously, but it just seems like you're really getting involved in stuff. I saw a video of you the other day with Jordan from the Challenge. Like, it seems like you're interacting with a whole different community now.
Yeah, man. I like why I'm the type of person I'm a go-getter. I'm trying to go get new things. I'm trying to meet new people. I'm trying to make connections left and right. I'll call you out after my fight to make bigger and more explosion and more just awareness of who Julian Marquez is, because I feel like we call out fighters and we die out. Like, no one really knows who these fighters are. No one, unless you're a fight fan. But if you call out Miley Cyrus and have a conversation with her, you got Miley's fans. You call out Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, you got Kansas City fans. And then people outside of that, you have a freaking disc golf matchup with Jordan Wisely. Then you got the real world, the challengers coming at you and talking trash, which, by the way, him and I, we have beef with each other. That's
really?
Real talk. Yeah. He beat me. Him and Paul Macbeth beat me and Ricky Wysocki in disc golf by like a couple points. And he won the tournament, the inaugural Ben Askren Invitational, whatever. And he got the golden slipper and he got the belt. He talks shit. So I'm coming after him. I'm going to let you know that. Jordan, I'm going to fuck you up.
Love it, man. I'm a huge challenge fan. There's a lot of fighters who watch the challenge too. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's a great show. Were you a fan of it? Did you know who he was before you met him?
Yeah, I knew who Jordan was. I have a lot of friends that actually do the challenges, and Jordan, I've talked to him, man, and he's intelligent. The guy is far beyond what people like look at him and just think like, oh, he's on the challenges, the series, like, oh, he's just another dude. Like, no, man, he is business savvy. He's very intelligent. His approach towards the challenge. I have a few friends that do the challenges.
Who else? Let me hear some names. I'm a big fan of the show, so I'm curious. I bet because isn't Wes from Missouri as well?
Yes, they have Nehemiah Clark.
Oh yeah, I know Nehemiah. I watched. He was on Real World Austin, one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah, he's so he does a challenge. We have Sylvia Ellsroad. She's from Missouri. You have Wes. Who else was there? I had some boys in Vegas that were on the challenge. I actually worked with them at Top Golf when I was there. But like all of them do great. All of them do exceptionally well. But when you talk to Jordan, his approach and how he did it and listening to him, like there's a reason why the businesses are so successful. His businesses are so successful on the outside. There's a reason why he's making a lot more money is because of the things that he's doing in it. And I just like his approach, man. That's one guy, if you were to interview, talk to him about his stuff. Cause dude, he's trying out for the Special Olympics because, he does have his hand issue, and man, he's motivating people. He's encouraging new people. He's winning the challenges and he's successful, and nothing's holding that kid back.
That's awesome, man.
Except for me. I'm going to fuck him up.
Yeah,
bro.
I was going to say,
Whenever
the challenge is out there.
I'm fucking him up.
That's great. Just two more quick questions. Are you sponsored by Rockstar now? I was seeing you promote them. Is that a sponsorship that you have?
Look, I don't have a Rockstar sponsorship, but if you want to tag them so they can listen to me, I'm trying to get an energy drink sponsorship. Look at this. Here's one. I just opened this one. Here's two. This one's closed. But I'm just saying, man, like, come on, dude. Like, Monster's not even acknowledging me like I'm a person. Red Bull doesn't sponsor fighters. Rockstar talked back to me once. So, like, I'm going to keep going at it. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Like, I'm just trying to not buy any more fucking energy drinks.
Yeah, you might as well. If you're going to get a sponsor, get it something that you're actually using. That's been my thing too. I'm trying to do that as well. Okay, last question before we go. How has your dating life changed since the whole Miley thing? I'm curious. It's been a while now since that happened. Have things been different, or have they been the same?
I don't really necessarily know what that question, like, what is my dating life like? Am I like, I'm not trying to date, but I'm having. Well,
I guess, do you find like you're getting more attention? Because you definitely put yourself out there, both positive and negative. I know you get sort of a mix, but how have things changed at all, or have they been exactly the same since that all happened?
No, I usually get like really weirded out whenever like girls would like sit there and talk to me and like talk about like, oh, why didn't you go with Miley? You should go with Miley. It's like, wait a minute, like we're out and like okay, like. I don't know. I don't like talking to girls that like kind of play off of my fight game.
Yeah, that's annoying. I would admit, like the whole like you should have done this or whatever, like giving like it like yeah. I'm just saying because like I'm sure there's some girls who saw that and thought, hey, like this guy seems really cool, and maybe reach out to you and stuff. The DMs I'm sure getting slid into, right?
DMs are that's something we talk about on the Beauty and the Beast podcast. We have all these different, actors and actresses come on and talk about the proper way to DM slides. And my DMs are always being blown up. They have been for a long time, and they've been blown up even more since the call outs of the Kansas City Chiefs, since the call out of Miley Cyrus. And the thing is I use that for ammunition so that we can put it on the podcast and talk about it. Like, hey, this is what you shouldn't do whenever you approach, and then vice versa. But, man, I just think who I am is what's really getting me these dates and, these encounters with these beautiful women. And it's Miley Cyrus, I don't think really helped it out because a lot of people don't know about that anymore. You know what I mean? It was gone. It's thrown under the rug now. Unless you know, you'll bring it up. But if you don't really know, like, you won't look at it. There's people, you can Google me and then you'll see photos of him or me and Miley Cyrus. And then you'll be like, what the hell happened? You have to look for it. But other than that, man, there's really not like this game is very, it's wave like. It comes in waves. So if you don't stay on top, then people don't really remember.
I remember first interview we did, you were in a wheelchair. You weren't disabled. You just happened to be using a wheelchair. It was before Contender Series. And then even before that, I think we tried to do an interview when you're supposed to fight on that Titan card that got canceled. Remember, that was almost 5 years ago, that mega Titan card. Like half the people, more than half, went on to the UFC. You remember that card?
I do remember that, man. I remember Cameron Olsen. I was supposed to fight him then.
Yeah, Rufus Sport teammate. Yeah.
On that. Golly. I didn't know, so I didn't mean to open the door. But yeah, I do remember that. But yeah, I mean, you always remember.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the OG Affliction poster in the background.
That's right.
I mean, most people don't even know about that.
That's a fight that never happened. Josh Barnett and Fedor. They could have made it this year, but they made a mistake there. But that's a topic for another day. Julian, appreciate it. I know you got places to be, things to do, people to see. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, anything like that, I'll give you the last word, my man. And the Beauty and the Beast podcast, obviously.
Beauty and the Beast podcast all day. If you want to talk to me and Kendra Lust, the adult film star, and you want questions, just slide into our DMs, ask us questions. We'll answer it on the show. We'll give you a shout out, as well as Ballsy. Thank you for keeping me clean, fresh, and just follow me on social media, J Marquez MMA. I mean, I appreciate it all. Appreciate you, James, for having me on.